Hello, everybody. First of all, my flu came with me to Amsterdam, so I kindly ask you to excuse me if I need to cough during my presentation. But I have some fantastic stories about some fantastic people to tell you, and I didn't want you to miss out on them, and that's why I'm here today. And the first fantastic person I would like to introduce to you is Nandutu. Nandutu lives in Babungi village in eastern Uganda at the foot of the Mount Elgin National Park. And you might ask yourself what Nandutu, the Mount Elgin National Park, and all of this have to do with Solana. And I'm here to make the long story very short and tell you that we brought Nandutu on chain. But before we go into the blockchain part of the story, let me tell you more about Nandutu and her local community. So in this part of Uganda where Nandutu is living, people and farmers long believed that they must choose between trees and crops. In other words, they would cut down trees to plant crops. And there is a local disruptor called Bees and Trees, who's our partner, who changed the narrative. Bees and Trees gave people like Nandutu an incentive to protect the trees. Access to the honey market. Sometimes it can be as simple as that. Now the trees nourish the bees generate honey, and this creates an additional revenue stream for them, which is a safety net during crop failure periods. Nandutu, on the other hand, as you can see, has a smile on her face, selling what I like to call 100% traceable honey. I'm Simge, co-founder of GainForest, and with GainForest, we are on a mission to tackle global deforestation. We have some secret weapons, a little bit of fun, remote sensing, satellite images and drones, and a little bit of Solana magic. So you're thinking, stopping deforestation, making money with all of this. Why is this woman on stage at Breakpoint? Well, not quite. So most financial incentives out there often lead us down a path where nature takes a backseat. And with GainForest, we are here to change the game. Our goal is to make people like Nandutu take advantage of the latest tech and become part of the digital economy. So this story actually goes far beyond Nandutu and the farm, because by doing this, we protect these protected areas and prevent that they are being destroyed. And these trees that are being kept enhance landscape restoration, they support on-farm biodiversity, improve soil fertility, and assist climate mitigation. And at GainForest, we are dedicated to empower the Global South to use technology to fuel their wallet, especially because they are protecting nature and not exploiting it. So yeah, current situation, SNAFU, I know this melting planet kind of looks cute, but we all know that this crazy storm outside Syrian is not going to be the last one, and we need to dress warmly. We need to be ready for everything, like from first world problems, like flights canceled. I'm a person, my flight was canceled. Terrible floodings like we saw in Libya, and never-ending heat waves like we saw this summer across Europe and lots of other places in the globe. And as climate crisis gets worse and worse and worse, so you see from the left to the right global temperatures, biodiversity since the 1980s, on the bottom right, we see a very left green biodiversity. Going to the right, only a few gray stripes are basically left. And this is also where we with GainForest come in. So we build on Solana for three key reasons: speed, energy efficiency, and global reach. So when we go, and most importantly, because Solana means business. And when we go to stop global deforestation and revert it. We need to empower and improve the financial well-being of people in the most remote areas, because otherwise there is no chance to protect the environment. So you met Nandutu, and I would like to introduce you a few other ecopreneurs. That's how we like to call them, because they equally deserve to take advantage of the best tech out there. And as you can see all this, that's why when we take the venture to go to these areas, empower the unbanked, we take Solana with us. And this is Silvino, a very proud Paraguayan. He lives in the area adjacent to the Defensores del Chaco National Park. It takes you like 2 days from the capital of Paraguay, Asunción, to get to where Silvino's living. And that's if the weather conditions are good, because the roads are unpaved. If it's raining like today, it might take a little longer. But the interesting part about Silvino is that Silvino actually sells NFTs on Solana. So if you want to support Silvino, you can purchase a plot of the land he's protecting, a hexagon, with our Mint and Me technology, and raise funds to the areas, to the land plots on his land. And these are not just NFTs. Silvino is actually taking this very serious. Our friend, these are dynamic NFTs, so they change based on the data on the land. So, for example, if there is a wildfire, this NFT will start burning. Exactly. So let me also introduce you to Julius. Julius lives in Kenya, different continent, different story. And Julius is a local hero who supports multiple local people in taking advantage of our so-called measure-to-earn impact investing technology. Unlike traditional donations, this technology uses smart contracts, and they're triggered when the project partners upload data. We verify this data using AI and then release the funds to them. To off-ramp, they all use the one and only Decaf app. A big shout out to Fer and Rick and the rest of the fantastic Decaf team out here. We work with more than 25 nature partners around the globe. And I would like to take a few minutes to show you our measure-to-earn impact investing technology. So basically what happens is that our project partners go out into the woods and into the fields. They take manual data. Sometimes they take data with their phone and then upload it into our data upload platform. This is someone taking notes of the tree measurements he's been taking. Here we have a local project partner of Julius taking pictures of tree and animal species in the local forest and uploading them equally onto our data upload platform that permits us to gather as much data on biodiversity as possible.
Launch a drone
and we actually also teach them how to fly a drone. So here you see a trial shot on taking drone images. And this is one of the things we are very proud of. It's not only about channeling funds to these projects, but it's also about education and training the local community to learn how to use drones, to learn how to use a crypto wallet, and really bring on and be ready for the next change and the next era of our global economy. Gonna see a little bit how drone mapping functions. You take off at a specific location. Need to make sure that the drone flies high enough. So all this kind of information is being transmitted when we work with our local partners. Typically, they send us over their land plot, and we have exact knowledge about the area. We verify the ownership beforehand with a specific KYC program, and then analyze the drone images with AI. I'll show you a little bit more about that as we move forward. It's called measure to earn. I like to call it measure to treasure. We cannot treasure what's out there if we don't measure it. And you saw the graph on biodiversity earlier. If there is so little left that we still have, we should better measure it and then all work together to treasure. So there is one more thing I actually would like to talk about when it comes to Solana. We all know Solana is incredibly cost efficient, and this is closely tied to its impressive energy efficiency. It comes hand in hand. Here you can see Solana's current global footprint on an annual basis, which is approximately 9,500 tons. And to put this into a perspective, the average carbon footprint of a household in the Netherlands is about 8.5 tons. In the United States, this number roughly doubles. And in Uganda, it drops down to 0.13 tons per household. So in terms of emissions, Solana's impact is akin to the carbon output of approximately 1,150 Dutch households, 575 US American households, and 75,000 Ugandan households. I don't think I need to explain further why we choose to use Solana, but I want to take a moment and also take a side note on mentioning that while Solana provides this robust and eco-friendly ecosystem to allow us to grow, the reality is that globally, approximately 100 companies are responsible for 70% of all carbon emissions. This is just the paradox of the planet that we are living in, and I thought it's worth mentioning here on stage to just show and put things into perspective. Before I jump on to the next part of my presentation, which is on artificial intelligence, a little bit more interesting and moving forward, I promised you I would show you some of our algorithms and how they work. I picked 3 topics for you today. So the first one is the tree cover algorithm that we have here. On the left side, you see a drone image of a forest that we've been taking. We measure the tree density and the tree cover in this area, but if you look at it, you also see that each tree actually can be counted. And this algorithm we can use in forests, but also in urban areas, as you can see on the right, measure the diameter and the number of trees that are out there. On the right side, still a little bit on the tree counting algorithm. Here you see how things work in the back end. And on the left side, you see a picture. It's actually a video that Julius, who you met earlier, sent us, where we also count biodiversity. In this particular example, we count the number of elephants in one of the project sites he is monitoring. And this was a reforestation project where more and more elephants after the reforestation were returning. One more thing out here, these are satellite images, a little bit more back to the basic, no phone, no drone. Still very interesting because we see the change in land use on the right side. And on the left side, you can see some of the analysis that we are running to also detect if certain products or things you want to purchase or project partners actually are at a higher risk of deforestation, or things are being delivered from areas where deforestation took place, to have a better idea, especially with the upcoming changes in law in the European Union on deforestation-free products. This is our green globe. This is where we store all of the data our project partners sent us. We take the time to put in every tree, so we'll zoom in, and as you hover over the land plot, there are images of the trees in this area, which will load up. And yeah, here you see them. So coming to like slightly the end of my presentation, I wanted to share this image with you as well. This is a mangrove seedling being planted in the Caguay region of the Philippines. And this is what we try to put on chain. And I think it's quite special and quite unique to have all these data digitalized and saved forever. And hopefully this tree will outlive us. That's my personal goal. So want to leave you with a few thoughts here. How can nature too benefit from the latest technologies? And what role can humans play? It's not only for GainForest, but also something I thought it would be cool to share with you as food for thought as we end the presentation. With GainForest, our current scaling opportunities are, of course, funding to scale our operations, looking for additional customers for our services, and looking forward to funding more and more conservation communities. And of course, we are very open for AI talent that wants to work in the space of AI for good. Nandutu, she's very happy. So she's selling, in the meantime, her 100% traceable honey and harnessing the power of Solana. So this is the new packaging of her product since our partnership started. If you would like a jar of her organic and 100% traceable honey, I'm around. Just happy to meet you all and have a fantastic time here in Amsterdam.